Today I'm going to look at one of Sandro Botticelli's masterpieces. It is titled The Mystic Nativity. He painted it during a very turbulent time in the life of the city of Florence. But I'm going to concentrate on what this painting is saying to me today. We are familiar with the details of the birth of Christ in the Gospel of Luke. Then the angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. I am bringing you good news of great joy for all people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Saviour, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find the child wrapped in a bands of cloth and lying in a manger. But why is the birth of Christ so important to us human beings? John's Gospel tackles this question. And the Word became flesh and lived among us. And we have seen His glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. From His fullness we have all received grace upon grace. I think this is the question that Botticelli tries to explore with his painting, The Mystic Nativity. The painting is clearly divided into three parts. The top part is heaven, with all the angels forming a circle. The bottom part is earth. And what is it that connects heaven and earth? It is the birth of Christ. What is it that connects the human and the divine? The birth of Christ. Let us start now by looking at the focal point of the painting. You can find there the three main characters: Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Let us focus on Jesus first. What is the baby Jesus doing? Botticelli paints Jesus like a beautiful, chubby little boy, like you and I would have been. And like any chubby little boy, he is calling out to his mother. With one hand he is reaching out to her, with the other one he is pointing to his mouth. He wants to be fed. Remember, the whole painting is focused on how do we bring the human and the divine together. What is the relationship between the human and the divine? This baby is the Son of God, but he also has taken on our flesh and needs to be fed. We would expect Mary to pick him up and feed him, but Botticelli has painted her praying, adoring him, worshipping him. Can you see? She recognizes that this baby is made up of flesh like you and I, but is also divine. But what about Joseph? Sister Wendy Beckett gives two reasons why Botticelli painted him in that way. The first one is to make sure that he is clearly detached from the other two, because he has an important role to play in the life of Mary and Jesus, but he is not the biological father. That's the reason number one. Reason number two, she says, that Joseph reminds her of Moses when he went up the mountain. When the glory of God was revealed to him, he covered his eye in humility. And so here too, Joseph recognizes in this baby the full humanity and the full divinity, and therefore in humility he covers his eyes. But who are the people on the right-hand side of the painting? They are the shepherds. They are guided by the angels to come and worship Jesus. It is the angel who helps them to recognize in Jesus the fully human and the fully divine. He is the one who can bring peace and harmony to the whole world. That's why they are carrying the olive branches. On the left-hand side we have the three kings, also guided by an angel who helps them to recognize who Jesus truly is, as fully human and fully divine, also carrying olive branches, because Jesus will be the one that brings harmony and peace, not only to humanity, but to the whole of creation. In fact, have a look. Even the donkey is bowing down worshipping Jesus, while the ox is looking out at the kings, welcoming and inviting them to worship. But how will this child bring about peace and harmony to all of creation? Through his death and resurrection. Can you see why Botticelli has painted the cave behind Jesus? He'll be buried into a cave. But then at his resurrection, when the women come to the tomb, they'll only find swaddling cloths. But there are more warning signs about his death. Look at all the thorns on the posts supporting the stable. Let us now look at the 12 angels forming a circle under the golden vault of heaven, each one of them with a ribbon. On the ribbon is written one of the attributes of Mary, attributes like mother of her father, daughter of her son, bride of God. These titles are like crowns that heaven pours down on Mary to honor her for becoming the mother of Jesus, the mother of God. And now let us look carefully at the bottom of the painting. There are 3 couples embracing, but one of them is a human being, the other one is an angel. It is the fulfillment of what was promised in the Gospel of John. From his fullness we have all received. Because he took on our flesh now, we can also share in his divinity. We are called to embrace our humanity and our divinity. We are called to recognize the humanity and divinity in every person that we meet. And when we do this, the little devils inside each one of us will hide and try to run underground. What little devils are you talking about? The little devil of our selfishness, of our pride, of our greed. Have you spotted those little devils in the paintings? And here they are. How are we to learn to recognize the humanity and the divinity in every other person that we meet? Through the 3 great virtues. Can you see the 3 angels kneeling on the roof of the stable? The angel of faith in white, the angel of hope in green, and the center one is the angel of red, which is love. As St. Paul says, the greatest of them all is love. By his birth and by his incarnation, Jesus has taken on flesh like us, and thus he has injected his divinity into our humanity, not just in me, but in every person that I meet. And that is why, by recognizing the humanity and divinity in my brother and sister, I do grow also in my own humanity and divinity. With this great painting, Botticelli has asked me 2 questions. What is it that unites God with human beings? And the second, what is it that unites the human and the divine in us? And his answer that he has given me today is, it is love, a truly practical, concrete, incarnated love for one another. And next week it will be titled, The Animals Announcing the Birth of Jesus, and I'll make use of 2 paintings. The first one by Ellen R.U., an Aboriginal Nativity, and the second is this wonderful stained glass window by John Piper. Thank you for watching. Bye now.